guys, today is Sunday, February 25th, I think. I have a lot of stuff to do. I have 3 drawings that are due by midnight tomorrow. If you're wondering if I'm freaking out, yes, I am. If you watched my last video, the week in my life video, it's basically the same project as I had to do then, but just a few different things. If you didn't watch it, I basically have 3 drawings that are for a final project, and they're all kind of like interconnected. It's like different scenes of something that's happening basically that I have to draw. This one is basically supposed to be the like construction slash deconstruction, which means that there needs to be like something that's added on or taken away in each scene. So I'm currently doing the sketch for the second scene of this little project, and I'm feeling okay. Last time I did this, I got it done. It wasn't really a problem. I was definitely feeling a little bit stressed, but I was fine. This time I feel kind of the same way. I'm like, I know I can do this. I just know it's gonna take quite a bit of work for me, which sucks. But I'm also like, I'm fine with that. But yeah, this is the first drawing that I did for that. Hopefully you can see that. There might be a lot of glare. It's not fully done. I still need to cut it out to like be the correct composition, because there's like a border, if you can tell. And then I'm gonna change some of the values in this because it looks a little bit weird. But yeah, I didn't end up filming this one because I kind of was just in the zone. I didn't really want to film. But I'm gonna show you guys the rest of my drawings. And I also have one more drawing that is besides, like outside of this project, that is supposed to be a drawing where you use white on black paper, and I haven't really figured out what I want to do for that yet, so I don't know why I do this to myself, but it's gonna be okay. Anyway, let's go draw. I really need to get this done. So I'm not sure how well I explained what the project is, so I'm gonna give a little bit more information in case you don't understand. So I have to do 3 separate drawings, and they have to be connected to each other. It's supposed to be telling a story in each scene, and it's supposed to be the same subject, only you add or take away something in each scene. And they're also supposed to be sketches. This is not like the final project. It's basically doing preparation for the actual final stage of this. So I definitely went a little bit too hard with it, I think. Like, they're not really sketches, in my opinion. They're definitely more like drawings, but whatever. So what I ended up drawing is I wanted to do scenes that kind of represents the reality of living with someone, specifically living with your romantic partner. And this is not supposed to be mean in any way. It's just supposed to show like the reality of stuff. So I basically wanted to make the first scene be very like neat, not a lot of stuff. And then there's like stuff is added into each scene, because I am a pretty neat and tidy person and my partner is not. And you know, I still love him. He's great. If you're listening, Taylor, I love you. But I do feel like this type of stuff is maybe stuff that you don't think about before you get into a relationship, which obviously like I'm fine with it. I still love my partner. I need to stop making disclaimers, because this is not a diss at my partner. It's just supposed to show the reality of life. But yeah, so I just wanted to draw that, and I did it in graphite pencils. I think that you were allowed to do color, but given the fact that I only had like 2 days or something to do this, I was like, I would rather not give myself that headache. So I did it with graphite, and yeah, it was a interesting process. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. Like with the last project that I did, where I did the scenes of zooming in, I did self-portraits. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll put it on the screen. But in that project, things still look different in each scene. Compared to this project, I was basically drawing the same thing over and over again in 3 different drawings. The only difference was that I added stuff into each scene. So yeah, I had to do the same drawing 3 times, which I will say was not the most fun to me. I think it's partially because of the fact that the subject that I chose wasn't the most interesting or enjoyable. So that's probably a big part of it. And there was also a lot of details that I didn't enjoy drawing, which I'll talk more about in the outro. But basically, yeah, it was just like not my favorite subject ever. But that's okay. I got it done and it's over now. So, you know, whatever. I will say that the last drawing that I did was definitely, I mean, it was enjoyable and it wasn't, because I was a little bit stressed because of the fact that I was like, am I even gonna be able to do this, like get it done on time? But if we disregard that, I really enjoyed drawing the details in the last drawing. The last one was the one with the most objects in it, and so I had to do a lot of different things compared to in the first and second drawing. And I love doing details. I think if anything, it just made me realize that I feel like I should be doing drawings that contain a lot of detail, because it's really enjoyable to me. I think it also looks really satisfying when there's a lot of details and like a lot of stuff that you can look at in the drawing. The dollar bill that I drew, I thought that was going to be super difficult to do because there's so many details in it, but it wasn't hard at all for me. I just focused on like the most important details. I didn't do every single detail. Also, with the fact that this is supposed to be sketches and not actual finished drawings, I was like, okay, I don't need to do every single detail that is in this dollar bill. But yeah, I really enjoyed drawing that. I thought that the golf ball was super fun to draw, and the Funko Pop. I don't know, I just feel like it really made me realize that I really enjoy drawing details. So yeah, going to school for art has been really, really insightful. I feel like I am learning a lot about what I want to do, and especially with projects like these, when you get a prompt, my initial reaction is usually to be like, okay, what can I draw that is going to fulfill the requirement? Like, that is my first thought, and it's usually not very creative ideas. But then when I think a step further and I'm like, okay, well, how can I make this be something that relates to me, that is like a representation of me in some way? And that is probably one of the most valuable things that I'm getting out of going to school, because although there are requirements and the teacher is kind of like telling us in a way what to do, there is still a lot of creative freedom, and it's making me realize that I should do and I want to do things that I can relate to and that I enjoy myself. No idea if that made sense. Hopefully it did. But anyway, yeah, as I said, it was quite a challenge to draw these, and the process was obviously super repetitive because I was drawing the same thing over and over again, just adding on a few details. But I think I learned a lot from it, and I think a lot of the time in art, like, even though I feel like I do preach the fact that art should be enjoyable, it should be a fun process, I still find a lot of value in doing art where the process might not be the most enjoyable. I can always learn a lot from that, and sometimes you kind of have to maybe have a less enjoyable process to end with a art piece that you really enjoy. Hi guys, it is very bright because I had to use this big light because it's getting dark. But anyway, it's currently Monday around 5:30 p.m. and my drawings are due tonight at midnight, and I just finished the 3 drawings that I had to do. I do still have the 1 drawing left, which I can show you guys the sketch. This is what that is looking like. It's basically a drawing where you have to use a white medium on black paper. So I'm gonna do that later. Me and my partner are gonna cook, so hopefully I can finish it. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I just briefly wanted to talk about the drawings that I did and wrap this video up. So let's just quickly show you guys. I have no idea if you can see that. It might be very, yeah, I don't know, can you see that? I don't know. So that's the first one, and then we have the second one. I literally have no idea if you can see that. And then we have the third one. So this one is my favorite just because there's like a lot going on in this one compared to the other two, especially the first one. There's like not a whole lot going on, but I'm not gonna really talk about them individually. I kind of just wanted to talk about my overall experience with this project. So if you saw my last video, I did a similar thing with the final project, except it was you had to zoom in or zoom out on a subject, and I was doing self-portraits, and with those drawings they were all kind of different to each other. Like, yeah, I was drawing myself in the same environment, but it was all from like different angles and different zoom ins and zoom outs. These drawings are all made in the same spot. The only difference is that there's more objects in certain drawings. So I basically had to draw the same thing 3 times, only I had to like add more things into each drawing. So having to do that was honestly, I would say it was a little bit frustrating. Like overall, I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, it was definitely not the most fun thing I've done, but I do think that it was like super good practice for just like drawing the same thing over and over again. It's really insightful, is that the word? Because each time that you do the drawing, you kind of learn how to do something differently or how to improve at something. So that was definitely like something that I learned from it, but I would say that it wasn't fun. I don't think it was that fun, because especially when you're doing a subject that you don't love, like having to do the blinds over and over again and having to do the flowers, I don't know, I didn't enjoy those things at all. And then yeah, like the thing about art is like usually you only create one piece of art and you don't have to do, you know, 3 more or 2 more of the same thing. So if you didn't enjoy the process but you enjoy the results, you're like, okay, well at least the results turn out good and the process was worth it. But with this, it's like, yeah, I enjoyed the results, but I had to repeat the process, which wasn't the most enjoyable. I don't know if I'm making sense, but anyway, all that to say, what I'm trying to get to is that it was definitely a good challenge for me. I think it was fun sometimes and not fun other times. But as I said, this one, hopefully you can see that, I'm sorry. This one is my favorite one just because there is a lot of detail and a lot of things in this one. And I think the first one is kind of boring because the only things in that one is the flowers and the book. So I'm very happy to be done with them. I do still have to do my 4th drawing, but hopefully I can get that done. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit shorter and not as much stuff in there, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.